Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and we do a few reality shows on the side. And one of the daytime TV shows that we're doing is The Bold and the Beautiful. The Bold and the Beautiful. But before we get into that, so last night, I was talking about how, I'm not sure what to think of. And I couldn't even remember what the second I was going to give you guys a choice of what I should talk about, right? But this time I'm actually going to I'm going to take that challenge off the table just because I don't know. I mean, 10 minutes is, and I know that they have changed the rules of YouTube so you can have videos longer than 10 to 15 minutes, but I like to keep them that way just because it keeps it nice and short, focused on whatever show I'm talking about, easily shareable. Those types of things are sort of important to me. So I'm not gonna, talk longer. But having said that, the flip side of that coin is that when you've got a lot to say, it goes by like that. When you don't have that much to say, it feels like forever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell that last story on my first episode, and I might also talk about why I sort of gave up drag, sort of. So I'm going to I'll talk about it all. Whatever, I don't give a shit. Well, I don't care. All right. So now let's talk about The Bold and the Beautiful. All right. So The Bold and Beautiful. Here's the good thing about this particular. Well, I mean, there's a lot of good things about this show. Don't get me wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of people are really irritated at Bold and Beautiful lately. I'm not upset at the show. I think that, it's very cyclical. All shows, all four of them, and all ones that are not even on the air anymore, you know, they go through periods of being fantastic and then periods of just like, so I understand this is one of those periods. Bold and Beautiful needs to kind of right itself a little bit, but they will. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. I'm not super even worried about that. I mean, I'm more worried, really, to be honest with you. I'm more worried about the genre as a whole because, and I think that the way that we calculate ratings is not good. And it's sort of at the detriment of any show on daytime television at all. Just because most people are at work when daytime TV is on, so they're not going to get anywhere near the numbers that the network wants for to give them any money, right? So I definitely don't think that it's. I don't think that. I think that the whole system needs complete overhauling. So I'm not going to lay this blame on any one show because it's not true. That's not true. Okay, so anyways, and let's talk a little bit about Genie Francis because I mentioned this on the General Hospital one, but if you don't watch General Hospital, okay, so here's the thing. Genie Francis was recently let go from General Hospital. They offered her 12 shows a year, and she was like, are you fucking kidding me? No. No. And so she moved on. Now, I think they should bring her back to Young and the Restless as Genevieve. Which is funny because I'm normally more of a Days of Our Lives fan, but I don't see a place for her Days of Our Lives character Diana Colville on the show just yet. I definitely see a place in Young and the Restless. Or let's think about this for a second. On Young and the Restless, she played Genevieve, who was a cosmetics mogul. She created a line that was bought by Newman Enterprises, and it was called Beauty of Nature. Yeah, Beauty of Nature. Beauty of Nature, Circle of Beauty, whatever, I don't know. So she came up with this company that was bought by Newman, and then it was, and now it's Brash and Sassy now, but I think. And then she disappeared. Well, she didn't disappear. She left town because she was receiving all these clues that her dead daughter was still alive, and she had to find out. What is that? It looks like, oh, it's just the way that my hair is. Oh. Anyway, so, she left town looking for her dead daughter because she kept getting clues that she was still alive. And that was it. And that was the last anyone's even mentioned of her. Right. Well, no, Jill mentioned her one time, I think, um, since she left. But other than that, that's it. Because her and Jill did not get along at all. And want to know why? Because they were fighting over Genevieve's son Kane. Okay, I know that's going way into Young and the Restless, and this is Bold and Beautiful. So here's the thing, though. They have characters cross over between those two shows all the time. And I mean, the fashion industry, which the Forresters work at, the Spectres work at, Spencer does their Ion Fashion magazine. Those types of things would be the perfect way for Genevieve to resurface in Los Angeles. Maybe with her daughter, or maybe without, or maybe still looking for her. Who knows? We'll find out. Well, I'm sure we'll find out at some point, because Young and the Restless is not one to ever drop a plot point fucking ever. So I'm sure they'll pick it up. Even if it takes 20 years, they will still pick it up. And the best part is that, or they could just completely create a brand new character that no one knows anything about, and then she can start from scratch. I mean, I'm telling you. And if she were to go, well, yeah, I definitely think that they can work something out. But like I said, it's a boon for all the other shows. Okay, back to Bold and Beautiful. What happened on Bold and Beautiful? So this past week on Bold and Beautiful, Ridge punched out Bill for what he did to Steffi. So it basically came out that the reason why Steffi and Liam are getting a divorce is because she slept with his dad. And Ridge is fucking furious. He punched Spencer in the face. And he is convinced that Bill, no, I don't want to say raped, but took advantage of Steffi. And that is not the case at all. It really isn't. In fact, it kind of, and it's slightly hypocritical of Ridge to think that he took advantage of Steffi, because he married the second Caroline, and she was way younger than him too. But then again, in all fairness, Bill said the same thing about Ridge when Ridge married Caroline. So, I mean, I don't know. But it seemed that, I mean, don't get me wrong, the fight was a great scene. And both of them were doing really good in the scene. It was really great. However, I just felt like it was a little bit over the top, even for soap operas. Like, there's a certain level of drama that you're like, okay, well, this is, that's normal, right? And then there's a certain level that's like, okay, that's over the top. No, then there's another level that's like, okay, well, this is normal, but this is daytime television, so this is a little bit crazy, but it's, we understand that because that's the genre that we're in, right? And then there's a level that's like, okay, even for daytime TV, that was a little bit over the top. So, I definitely think that in terms of, I need to really seriously think about what I'm saying, how I'm going to say it. But here's the problem. The problem is that I don't want to come off as one of those boring, stuffy types. That's not me. That's not me at all. So I need to kind of, I need to rein that in. I was hoping that, after, I don't know, maybe a year of practice of this show, that I would be better at it. I mean, I might be better at it, I don't know, but I'm still not great. There's still work to be done. Let's put it that way. There's still work to be done. Okay. So, having said that, so all that happened between Ridge and Bill, right? Also, now this is one thing that has me scratching my head. I'm not super sure about. Brooke, right? Her daughter, Hope, just came back, right? We'll get to Hope in a second. And she's getting married to Ridge, and she asks, of all people, Steffi to be her matron of honor. And now she's like trying to be there for Steffi, and that doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. That has got me scratching my head like, what the fuck is she doing? What is... Okay. Anyways. Hope. So let's talk about Hope. So Hope actually ended up finding out where Liam was, and Liam talked to her. and they had scenes together. Now, it's kind of a little bit different because, you know, when Liam was with the old Hope, Kim Matula, who's now on LA to Vegas, and is hilarious. They still had good chemistry. Him and Annika Noel, who plays the new Hope, they still actually had pretty decent chemistry. It was pretty cool, and even though there was nothing romantic was decided, at least by Tuesday's episode, nothing romantic was decided. At least, you know, we can see that, you know, because let's be real. The way, and this is, and honestly, I don't actually fault the head writer for this at all. I actually fault the dialogue writers, because so it was kind of explained to me how writing on a soap opera is. First they have the head writer meets with, you know, the next people in charge. That title varies depending on what network they're on, and then they sort of go over and chart out the stories that they want for the next few weeks. You know, well, the head writer has the whole year in his head, and then he calls over the next two people, and then he discusses with them what he wants, and then that writer then goes to dialogue writers, and they write your scenes for the day that you see, right? So it's those dialogue scenes that drive fans crazy, because with Bold and the Beautiful, and John McCook, who plays Eric, who I worship. I bow down to him. I think he's fantastic. He told me that, you know, oftentimes the show's fans are a better steward of the show's history than the show is. And he's right. He's 100% right. You know, especially in Bold and Beautiful, just because there's a lot of things. I mean, like, I've said that I hate stupid scenes like, you know, like Liam talking about, oh, you're the best dad to Bill, or after Bill tried to blow him up in a building. Okay. You know, so stupid. Getting him an award. Oh my God, so dumb. Like, and because it's just a half an hour show, I would have rather seen something else. I would have rather seen even a scene that is building towards something else, right? I just feel like the show is a little Liam centric. Maybe it's, and there's nothing against Scott Clifton. I think he's a great guy and he's a great actor. And he does fine with the material that he's given. I just feel like the show itself is a little bit Liam-centric. And the problem, and that's good and bad. It's good and bad. You know, I realize why the producers do it, because he was the last winner of the Daytime Emmys, right? So they want to write for him. And that makes sense. That's great. That's fine. Whatever. But also, it's bad because whenever there's a crappy dialogue scene like that one where he's, you know, oh, you're the best dad, or whatever, so stupid, or scenes where he's talking about how, oh, Steffi's the great love of my life. No, she's not. Hope is the great love of your life. Now, whether they should be together or not is a completely different story, but I definitely don't think that really you being like, oh, you know, Steffi is so wonderful to me. And it's like, really? No, she's not. She really isn't. She's the worst. She's the absolute worst. But, you know, but it was nice to see, bringing it full circle, sorry. It was nice to see in the scenes between Scott Clifton and Annika Noel, a.k.a. Liam and Hope, that they acknowledged their shared past and that they are willing to move forward. And she said, I'm willing to be here for you in any capacity. And that was really sweet. Because we've also got Sally Spectra out there, too. So who knows what'll happen, you know. Anyways, thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Angel Benton. You can hashtag Bold and Beautiful to talk about the Bold and Beautiful, or you can also hashtag Pump Rules to talk Vanderpump Rules. I'm doing that next. And you can also hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel to get my YouTube videos sent to your email inbox every single day. Alrighty, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.